Greetings, YouTube. We are less than 1 week away at the time of recording this from Cyber Weekend. And what that means is that we have a lot of anticipation for rank up items that will get summoners a chance to max their 4 stars, their 5 stars, and maybe even take their 6 stars to rank 2 or move closer with probably some unreasonably outlandish deals to try to get those tier 5 class catalyst fragments to take 6 stars to rank 3, a first in the contest. So this week, I'm going to be producing a series of videos aimed at different summoners, discussing what champions I think are the best to take up. We're going to start this with 4 stars to rank 5. We're going to eventually make our way to 5 stars to rank 4, 5 stars to rank 5, and then 6 stars to rank 2 and above. So with that being said, it's going to be a little bit longer than usual, but at the same time, we're going to be going through each class, talking about whether or not they need to be awakened, and we don't want to go so fast that we miss information. Though, as always, we're moving through over 100 different champions, probably with 4 stars today, closer to 140, 150. So, with that being said, it is going to be very possible, in fact, I can all but guarantee it, that I'll miss some champions. So if you think that there's somebody that deserves a shout out that I either don't give enough credit to or just flat out miss, comment below. This is supposed to be a guide for summoners as it is supposed to be some video on my channel, right? But without further ado, we're going to start with the science class, and I'm going to talk about my favorite members of the science class and those that I think are worth awakening, and then I'll kind of give a special plug if you get that 4-star awakening gem, which is also available, particularly if you're below uncollected. That might be one of the top prizes that you get on, say, Cyber Monday or even Black Friday, since Kabam has confirmed that the unit-based deals will start on Black Friday, which is this Friday, the day after the American holiday of Thanksgiving. All right, so Quake is my boo. Those of you who know this know for a long time Quake was my favorite champ, though I have been very vocal about the fact that in terms of how much fun I have in clearing content and just defenders that are a lot easier to take down, like Iron Man Infinity War, even defenders like Havoc, MODOK, it's Omega Red, which we'll get to. But Quake does not need to be awakened. However, I would gladly take Quake to rank 5. Now, I've taken Hulk and Captain America World War II and even OG Cap to rank 5 over the years. They're not the best options now. It's just that's what happened to me. If I could swap them out with other champions, I would. If I could swap them out with Thing, who does not need to be awakened to take to rank 5. If I could swap them out with Captain America Infinity War, who definitely not only needs to be awakened, but a high sig. Or for that matter, take up Void, I would. They just happen to be down because I'm saving my rank up materials for 5 and 6 stars. Would rather rank up the 5 and 6 star versions of them than the 4 star. However, their value as 4 stars is still worth noting. Red Hulk is a huge MVP of my modern top 5 questing lineup, particularly when I pair him with Omega Red. And so Red Hulk definitely deserves consideration for rank 5, as does Luke Cage, particularly if you're fighting, say, a Alliance Quest Map 5 quest, though they are just switching out the Morningstar Mini for Red Skull, and that does lower the effectiveness of Luke Cage a bit as a map slayer. Not that Luke Cage can't take down Red Skull, but Luke Cage was a top option for sure against Morningstar. As far as other champions are concerned, Human Torch continues to get some shoutouts. She-Hulk, Spider-Gwen, and Gladiator Hulk. Otherwise, you might have some people say, yeah, you should consider Wasp, but I would not put Wasp in the same category overall, given the low health of this champion. As a Quake, a Captain America Infinity War, Human Torch, She-Hulk, Spider-Gwen, Luke Cage, Red Hulk, and Void. The rest, like Miles Morales, are miles below. We could spend more time on these champions, but we, quite frankly, want to move to the skill class now and talk about some champions. Now, Korg is only worth taking to rank 5 if awakened for defense. I have yet to see anybody that fights with Korg regularly on offense. He was just made to be a defender. Sometimes that's how champions go. There's nothing wrong with that. Kabam designs them as such. Ronin is a champion that I enjoy playing with, but if I could, I'd swap him out as a rank 5 for, say, Nick Fury. Blade, on the other hand, definitely, I'm thankful, is at rank 5, needs to be awakened to be at his best, though he doesn't have to be awakened to be a great champion. You just get that awesome power control and power converting, not control, converting power to regeneration. That's what I was trying to say in that confusing sentence. Agent Venom, I enjoy playing with. Not the best 4-star anymore. Killmonger, solid. Black Widow awakened at high sig, definitely worth it. Daredevil Classic remains one of the MVPs against the Collector if you have him at a high sig, given that he can dodge any projectiles, though that goes down as the fight goes along, his ability accuracy is reduced. Hawkeye is one of the most undervalued champions in the contest. I ranked him up to rank 5 for some side quest last year and don't regret it. Gwenpool's also great to take up, but Nick Fury remains a top dog. Aegon, if you want to clear some longer content, get him awakened at high sig. Though I actually think I'm much more on Nick Fury than Aegon's team because I think Nick Fury has a lot more utility, particularly with synergies. Stealth Spidey is somebody that I am a novice with and know very little, but I trust those of you in the community who have told me that he is worth taking to rank 5, so I'm going to throw him out there. A couple of honorable mentions. I love OG Black Panther for the bleed stacks, though there are better bleed stack champions like Wolverine and X-23 who we'll get to. Massacre is also a champion that's super fun to play. Elsa Bloodstone is as well, though I would not take her up over, say, Nick Fury or Blade or even, for that matter, Black Widow or Daredevil. So I'm sure there are other champions I can discuss in the skill category, but we are going to move on for the sake of time and efficiency to the Mutant class, one of my favorite classes. Now, Archangel and Iceman for a long time were my two favorite Mutant champs. Archangel does need to be awakened. Iceman doesn't, though it does help, of course. And both of them I highly recommend still to rank 5. Gambit I ranked up for variant 1 and then proceeded not to do it, so LOL to me. Rogue is just fine. She's got a lot of utility between that special 1 and special 2, but at this stage, I'd swap her out gladly to take up Namor to rank 5, or for that matter, even Havoc or Sunspot to rank 5. And then, of course, you've got some MVPs at the bottom of here. Omega Red, Emma Frost, and Domino. I think Old Man Logan might have got worse in some cases after the beta. I would not recommend taking him up at all. Now, Colossus, on the other hand, I would. Nightcrawler, no, unless you need a defender. Bishop, no. Cable, no. Storm, no. Magneto, no. And Cyclops, no. People always say, Prof, but Storm has such awesome damage with that special 2 awaken. That's true, but I still wouldn't take her up past rank 4 versus the other options. I would not take up Storm before Domino or even Emma or Omega Red, Colossus, Wolverine, X-23, Namor, Havoc, Sunspot, Archangel, or Iceman. So X-23 also shout out, unlike Wolverine, does not need to be awakened and can still do some decent damage, cause some bleeds, have some good regen. X-23 is actually still one of my top 3 Map 5 Alliance Quest attackers, along with the OG Vision, and of course rank 2 6-star Corvus. Is that a flex? I suppose it is. All right, we are going to the Cosmic class now, just moving right along. Medusa Awakened is one of those rare, amazing defenders and amazing offensive champions as well. People will say, Prof, Medusa doesn't need to be awakened for the offensive capability. I understand that. I will say this, though. With Medusa Awakened on offense, sometimes when I'm getting wrecked and that auto block turns the tables, I really appreciate it. So I like to use that, even though it's more of a defensive tactic, I suppose. It can help you on offense. Angela used to be at the top. Would I take her still to rank 5? No. I would switch out my Angela and definitely Superior Iron Man, even though he does save some health pots with his regen. Awakened, and I would gladly swap Captain Marvel movie, Corvus, Cole, Obsidian, Gamora not as much, Hela not as much, Proxima not as much, but Venom the Duck, yes. And I don't have Thanos, right? But this is a class that, if you're asking me, Venom the Duck does not need to be awakened to take to rank 5, neither does Cole, Obsidian, or Corvus. Captain Marvel movie, I suppose, doesn't, but she really does benefit from the awakened ability. Venom does. Mrs. Marvel, I still really enjoy, but the new Captain Marvel is just better. Hyperion is maybe one of the best champs in the game still overall. I think he's a perfect champion. Poison immunity, stacks the heavies for days, stacks incinerates, stacks furies, has some regen, though the regen could be better. And also is just one of those champions that can do massive damage, even with that special 3. And it's also got some stun with the special 2. Thor, I took him up once upon a time. Having a OG Thor at rank 5 was amazing back in the day. But now I'd swap him out gladly for one of the previous champions I mentioned from Venom, Captain Marvel movie, Corvus, Cole, Obsidian, or Venom the Duck. So, hopefully that gives you some idea what to do with those 4 stars in the Cosmic class. Let's move on to the tech. So, Stark Spidey does not need to be awakened to take to rank 5, though I love his awakened ability, and you do insane damage above 50% health. Iron Man Infinity War has some utility on offense, but kind of like Korg, if you're going to take him up for defense, have him awakened as he definitely benefits more from the Awakened ability on defense and really needs the Awakened ability to be a solid defender. Doc Ock is up there kind of like the Angela of the tech class. I think he's got some value, but I would actually at this point in the game switch out my Doc Ock at rank 5 for some of the newer tech champions, which we'll get to. Ultron, you got to love that double immunity with some solid regen and bleed. OG Vision, both Visions Awakened deserve rank 5 consideration immediately. I don't have too much experience with Mysterio, but people have told me they think he deserves rank 5. I'll leave that up to the comments section. Darkhawk Awakened certainly does. Guillotine 2099 for certain content does. Sentinel does as well. And then I have to say, Ghost, I've got the 5-star and the 6-star, another shameless plug and flex, but 4-star Ghost does not need to be awakened to have immediate rank 5 consideration. Nebula also shout out, Yondu shout out, kind of with Sentinel as some underrated, and then Warlock straight to rank 5 for sure, even unawakened. I still see some great videos from Warlock, though the awakened ability is nice, and Star-Lord must be awakened, and the higher sig the better for rank 5 consideration. We are just moving. My goal was to keep this at about 15 minutes. We're at 11 minutes. I always love when we can say that. Dr. Doom for Prestige by himself. Look, he's 8,086. I'm glad I took him up. I still am not the best by any means. In fact, I might be one of the worst, despite my 6-star Dr. Doom acquisition recently. But Dorky Diggity Dave, the man, the myth, the legend, has some incredible videos and tutorials. I highly recommend checking out his channel for those. Ghost Rider does not need to be awakened to be an immediate rank 5 MVP consideration. Dr. Voodoo, awakened absolutely. Then rank 5. Mephisto, at this point I would swap out my Mephisto for some other champs that we'll get to. Scarlet Witch is still an MVP, and Kabam is still terrified because of synergies and damage to ever give us a 5-star Scarlet Witch. Unfortunately, she does deserve max consideration if she is awakened, and the higher sig the better. Hood, Guillotine, Doctor Strange, I'd all leave out. Ebony Coleslaw, hell no right now. Mordo, Morningstar, definite consideration for rank 5. MVP, Symbiote Supreme, does not need to be awakened to be a rank 5, no-brainer. Magic also does not need to be awakened to be a rank 5, no-brainer, particularly if you need power control. Speaking of power control, a generous nominee is Dormammu on this one. Does not need specials to do power control, just use those medium attacks. Boy, I just said a lot of words in a short amount of time, and I'm sure people will say I have to slow down this video to like 1.5x to really get it. But I get very anxious about doing long videos on my channel because your time is so valuable, and I don't want it to seem like I'm just milking the time when I do videos. So we're going to go ahead and end this here. I hope this helps those of you looking to take certain 4-star champions to rank 5. I certainly will come out with some 5-star rank up videos, some 6-star as the week progresses. Happy Thanksgiving week to all of those of you who celebrate it, and even if you don't, you have a chance to celebrate Cyber Weekend with a lot of deals here very soon. Take care, YouTube. Good luck, and as always, if I missed people, and Lord knows I did, put those in the comments section. Fight for your champs. Let this be an open forum of knowledge to help summoners in need of this advice.